Shalom, Shalom. The stuff is always about giving no praise to Yahawah, Shem Shine, the balance possible GMS, and honesty, brothers that are doing the work in truth, while sincerity. Just like to do a quick one on, just being grateful that the Lord made you an Israelite, man. There's no greater. You could have been one of the heathen. Hey, man, you could have been an Edomite. You read Obadiah, the Edomites are going to get done away with after 1,000 years of hardcore bondage. Right, it says Deuteronomy 7:6 says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. Yahawah, thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people down on the face of the earth." When you're an Israelite, you're better than everyone else. Right now, that ain't so. Right now, we're just bums for the most part. Right, you got some jakes out there that have a little bit of money, but even then, it ain't nothing compared to what the money the heathens have. Right, so 2 Ezra 6:56 says, "As for the other people, which also came from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing." In fact, let me read that up. It says, let me start from verse 54. It says, "And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all." And here's the point, "and the people also whom thou hast chosen," because the Lord has a chosen people. Right? It says, "All this have I spoken," and that chosen people is Israel. It says, "All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake." So this whole world was made for our sakes, including these heathens. Right? It says, "As for the other people, which also came from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and is likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel." You see, that's there's quoting Isaiah 40:15. "Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket. They are counted as a small dust of balance. Behold, he taketh up the hours as a little thing." Well, when you have you got some water, you're filling a glass of water or something, and a drop falls out, you don't miss that drop of water. Right, it says, "And now, O Lord, behold these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing." And here's the thing, the heathens are reputed as nothing. Right, Lord could have made you a heathen, made you as nothing. But Lord made you an Israelite. You got to be grateful for that. It says, "Have begun to be lords over us and to devour us," and that has happened. Right, when you read Psalms 83rd chapter, it says they have consulted together to basically make a tumult against thee. It says, "But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world be now made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?" And this is why we pray and hope for the end of this kingdom to be soon, because this can't endure for a lot longer. Scriptures say in Ecclesiastes, "I've seen servants on horses, and I've seen servants as horses and princes," something to that effect. Basically saying you got Jake that are basically as servants on earth, but then you got these servants on horses in high places. Right? It says Exodus 19:6 says, "And ye shall be a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel." Yeah, so Israel is going to be a kingdom of kings and priests, man, a holy nation unto the Lord when all is said and done in the kingdom. Right, which is, and when if you know the history, right, only the Levites were priests before, but basically that's what when Yahawah was crucified, when the veil in the temple broke, that was basically signifying that all Israel could now be priests. Right. This is Isaiah 60:4 says, "Lift up thine eyes round about thee and see. All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy son shall come from afar, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. The multitude of camels shall come after thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah. All they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of Yahawah. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I'll glorify the house of my glory." I'm basically saying you're gonna in the kingdom we're gonna have all of these goodies, man. All the heathens gonna come to us. They're gonna bring all of their goodies and that to us. Says verse 10 says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. And that's the what number one thing, right? Israel will have mercy for their sins ultimately. When you read Romans, I've got that there at the end, right? And then you've got the elect, which have, their sins have been, what do you call it, covered. They've got a cloak for their sins, right? These other nations haven't got mercy. These other nations can't pray to the Lord to forgive them for all the evil that they have done. Right, this is verse 11. It says, therefore, thy gates shall be open continually. What that's basically saying is going to be a lot of trade. They're going to be bringing stuff into Israel, into Jerusalem continually. It says, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. Right, for nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Those nations shall be utterly wasted. Right. And basically, I'm saying that all these nations are going to be bringing stuff to the Israelites, man. So that's a perk that's going to come in the kingdom. Why? Purely because the Lord decided to make you an Israelite. Right? It says Isaiah 40 and 31. It says, but they that wait upon Yahawah shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on eagles' wings, with wings as eagles, rather. It says, they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Right? It's basically talking about spiritual powers, man. Because what Israelites are going to be bestowed that spiritual power. A brother had a dream, saying how the apostles and elders, they got that spiritual power in his dream. Right? And the heathens ain't gonna have that. Right, this is Isaiah 11 and 8. It says, and the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice's den. Right, when you what do you call it? Right now, the animals don't fear us, man. But in the kingdom, the animals are gonna fear. It ain't gonna be like now where you walk past the lion and the lion wants to bite you. In the kingdom, that ain't gonna be so, right? As Isaiah 2 and 3 says, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of Yahawah, to the house of the Most High Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahawah from Jerusalem. Once again, saying people shall be coming up to Israel, and what do you call it? And basically, worship, not worship, but reverencing Israel. Right? They're gonna hold Israel in high esteem. Yeah, because we're going to be the rulers of the world and people are going to rejoice. Proverbs 29 and 2 says, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. When the righteous have rule, the people rejoice. Right, so verse 4 says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. This is basically saying when the children of Israel go into that land, there's not going to be war anymore in the world. So you're gonna, just us being there, that's gonna bring peace to the earth, man. Right now you've got Jake killing Jake. Saw an article saying how El Salvador had its first day in 2 years without any murders. I mean, I don't know what the world statistics are, but to me, I mean, like every day for 2 years, someone was getting murdered in El Salvador up until that day. Right, but then you got your other global wars. You got Esau dropping bombs. It said they dropped, I forgot how many, but a whole load of bombs, something like one every 20 minutes, all over the world last year, man. That ain't living. Those people are living in absolute fear. Like when Israel's in rule, that ain't gonna be so. People are gonna be happy you're in power, man. It says Matthew 5 and 13. It says, "Ye are the salt of the earth," right? And everyone knows that to be true. Man, a lot of these Edomites, man, they've got that hatred for you because it's really envy that they can't be like you, man. We'll be just doing stuff in Edomite enclaves, and then the Edomites start mocking. Why? Because they just can't do it like we do. Whether it's simple things like walking with flavor. These heathens hate it when they see Jake walk with flavor because they're like, wait, I can walk too, but when I walk, it doesn't look as cool as that. That's the old you get that saying a lot. Oh, you're so cool. Black people so cool. Which not black Israelites. You got our people scattered all over the world that look like different nations, right? And that's one of the gifts you get given just for being an Israelite. That you are just flavorsome in anything you do, right? You get that guy, Hans Zimmer, right? He has to be a Jake, right? When you look at the guy, he looks like a straight up Edomite, man, right? But when you hear his music, my man's just puts the flavor in it, whether it's music inspired by Western culture, or whether it's something New Age like he did in the Batman series, or whether it's something Chinese like he did in Kung Fu Panda. I thought that was a Chinese artist that did that, but nope, it was a Jake. It was Hans Zimmer, and that's the thing. Jake can do that stuff. Jake, you give Jake something, and Jake will excel at it, man. If you give him the structure to do something, right? You don't become the best and be a heathen, man. He's one of the best film composers out there in the world, so of course he has to be a Jake. Right, but this Jeremiah 51:19 says the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things. Right? And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahawah of hosts is his name. Thou art a battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nation, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. Right, and once again, one of the one of the perks of just being an Israelite. Right, it says Romans 11:26, and says, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. And this one's quoting Isaiah 59:20. Right, that's what I'm saying. So just being an Israelite, you're just going to be saved. Even if you down this, and I've got to put a disclaimer out there, because you'll get some guy saying, well, if I'm going to come back into the kingdom anyway, yeah, I don't really have to get down, and I'll just die and then come back. Hey, man, yo, you don't want to go out the way that the two-thirds, well, rather the non-elected of Israel is going to go out. You don't want to do that. Your aim is to be saved. To be in the chariot of Yahawah, to be crowned by Yahawah. Right, that's the real aim out there, right? But ultimately, all Israel shall be saved. All these wicked Israelites are down this side. They're just gonna come back as children of the elect. Lord will, I'll be of the elect. So just to reiterate the point, you gotta be grateful that the Lord made you an Israelite, man. Could have been one of these nasty ass heathens, man. You get these flipping Ammonites, man. I saw this thing saying how Ammonites are basically made a sex doll so realistic that that you won't ever want a real girlfriend again. Right, and that's the Ammonites for you, man. You got the Moabites eating all manner of stuff, man. You've got the you got the Edomites just doing all manners of wickedness with no flavor whatsoever. Well, you got these Hamites just putting their heads in cows' asses, walking around butt ass naked. But then you've got you, an Israelite. Right, yeah, we're in a lower state now, but not for so much longer. What did the question Ezra's asked? It says, how long shall this endure? How long will a prince be walking as a servant upon the earth? Not much longer, Lord will. So of that, the sexual one.